This is Ritesh Srinivasan and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about an AI model which is quite fascinating. Now, what this model does is that a person views a particular image during an MRI scan, specifically something called as an fMRI or functional MRI scan, which actually captures the activities of your brain, right? So this person is watching this image and the fMRI has been recorded. Now you take certain parts of this fMRI recording which captures activities of a region called cerebral cortex in your brain, right? So basically you take those signals and then you give it to this AI algorithm. It is able to describe what you are seeing. Okay. So this algorithm is named as MindGPT. It's quite fascinating, right? So here this person views an image of a wooden table with a piano on it during an fMRI scan. And from that fMRI data recording, you take this cerebral cortex activities input and give it to MindGPT. This MindGPT or this AI algorithm describes it as a wooden table with a piano on it. Okay. So this is a way of non-invasive conversion of what you see, right? It is an interpretation of what you see with non-invasive brain recordings. Okay, so this is from researchers from China, from Zhejiang University. This paper is under review, but it is still very fascinating. Okay, so previously there were some work of taking a fMRI signal and then giving it to some diffusion models to regenerate this image which the person might have viewed when the fMRI recording had taken place. But here it is about describing that image through text. Okay, so that is the idea over here, right? So what they are doing over here is that, how are they doing it over here? So what they are doing over here is very interesting. Their approach is actually converting that fMRI recordings, okay, using an fMRI encoder. Okay, this is a standard vision information transformer. Okay, so using this VIT transformer, basically this fMRI encoder converts the image, so fMRI recordings, okay, from that the person viewing the image, basically that fMRI recording, it converts it into an embedding. Okay, this embedding is guided through a clip visual encoder. Okay, so the resulting sequence vectors of MRI are converted to fMRI representations. Okay, then you have a cross attention layer, okay, which takes this embeddings and converts it into an embeddings for GPT-2 large language model to attend to. Okay, so basically GPT-2 is a decoder model, right? And these decoders attend to this fMRI recording representations, right, through a cross attention layer, and this generates your text caption for that image, right? That is the idea over here. Okay, and when they are training this, right, this clip visual encoder is kind of frozen, right? This GPT-2 is also frozen, right? An image to text encoder is also kind of frozen. Okay, this is during training, right? And what is trained are this fMRI encoder and the cross attention layers. Okay, that is what is being trained over here. So the MindGPT system consists of this GPT-2, the cross attention layer, the fMRI encoder. This fMRI encoder is guided through a clip visual encoder. Okay, that is the idea over here, right? Now, what is the purpose of doing this particular kind of interpretation of your images which a person looks at, right? What could be its use? Okay, so where is it really useful for, right? Like what is the clinical use of this particular kind of models? Okay, so what they are telling over here in the conclusion is that if I go to the conclusion, let me quickly go there, right? What they are telling is that, there are some patients who suffer with a condition called semantic dementia. Semantic dementia is a condition which, when I quickly looked up, says that the person may not be able to remember some nouns and some words and things like that. Okay, so what they are saying is that MindGPT could be beneficial to decipher how the brain bridges different types of sensory information and then infers a-model semantic concepts, but also provides potential therapeutic values for people who are unable to communicate. That is the idea over here. Okay, the thing is that a person would be able to just look at an image and describe it in words, right? So we are able to visually look at an image and convert it into another modality, which is text or audio when you are describing it, right? So they actually wanted to study how actually they can do this joint visual language modeling. Okay, that is what they wanted to do over here in this particular research work. Okay, so this is quite fascinating, right? The concept that you are looking at an image and you are not describing that image but looking at your brain activity, reconstructing that image is one thing, and describing that image, okay, in text, right? So that is what is unique in this particular paper, right? What they are saying is that well-trained MindGPT appears to emerge with the ability to capture visual cues of stimulus images even from highly limited fMRI image training data, which facilitates us to explore the contribution of visual properties to language semantics. That is what they are explaining over here. So here they are saying that how we have demonstrated how MindGPT could bridge the robust vision and language semantic transformations of the brain's visual cortex. Okay, so your brain has a region called as visual cortex, right? Which kind of processes your visual, whatever visual signals which you are seeing, right? So that is what is explained over here, right? So the idea is that a neuroscience says that your visual and language forms can be accessed in the brain's visual cortex. Okay, so you can actually verbally interpret what you see. Your brain does a lot of these things, it is able to process both visual and language forms in its visual cortex. Okay, so that is what is mentioned over here, right? So what they are saying is that the word cat evokes similar conceptual content to the image of a cat in our mind. The moment we say cat, you get visuals of cat in your mind, right? So the word can trigger your visual regions in your brain. So you can do the reverse also, right? That is what they have explained over here. So I'll be put a link to this paper in the description of the video. You can check it out. I found this fascinating, and I hope that in the future you might have technologies coming up. fMRIs are going to be expensive, fMRIs are going to be tough to do, but then maybe you have some other technologies which come up which can capture the activity of your brain in a non-invasive way, and then you can convert that brain activity into text. I don't know, maybe this could help people with say who can't speak, right? So they can they have speaking disabilities, right? So they can look at an image, you have some technology which can capture your brain activity and then process it as text, right? And process the audio also, convert it into audio, right? It will help them communicate better. So I don't know how it's going to pan out in the future, but these are some interesting ideas. I've also made previously videos on how images are reconstructed from fMRI signals. You can look at those videos as well. I'll be putting the link to those videos in the description of this video. I hope you like this video. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. See you in another video.